Anyway, I know Hillary Clinton was completely spontaneous the other day, but let's bring in the panel on that point. It could be big girls don't cry, Gene Robinson, but it could be if they do, they win.
It could be, or it could be that the campaign's organizing efforts among women were better in New Hampshire than they were in Iowa.
You know what else it could be? It could also be that a lot of people were thinking what Gloria Steinem wrote in the New York Times, that if Barack Obama, with 2 years of experience, was a woman, he would never be able to get away with what Barack Obama, the man, has been getting away with. I think Gloria Steinem got it dead right.
But, Joe, you're also talking about what Hillary Clinton needs to do from here on out. She needs to remind people why it's a first to elect a woman as president. She's lost that mantle of change running in a restoration candidacy with Bill by her side.
If you run as an incumbent,
yeah, she's run an incumbent race. And I thought the debate was very important, too. When she got angry and drew the distinctions between her health care plan and Obama's, you suddenly saw there was real fire and passion before the vulnerability.
Yeah, I actually think this is as much about Obama as it is about Hillary. I think what the voters in New Hampshire are saying tonight, in what is a too-close-to-call race, is not so fast.
Yeah.
We've just begun this process. We can't short-circuit it by picking a nominee effectively in February, in January, 8 months before the election. And they said, slow down. Let's take a good look, especially we're in tough times. There's a recession coming. There's still a war. We don't really know who Barack Obama is. And I think Hillary and Bill were able to put just enough questions in the minds of people. A couple other...
You know what's interesting really quickly, though, is everybody talking about slowing down. I had a friend from Florida, a Republican friend from Florida, call me up and tell me how shrewd I am. He said, Joe,
must have been a really good friend.
You keep talking about how great Barack Obama is. You keep talking about his inspirational speeches. You keep talking about... He said, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? I said, no, I'm inspired by him. He said, can you imagine this summer in July when Democrats wake up and they realize that they are going up against a Rudy Giuliani or a Mitt Romney with a guy that's only been in Washington for 2 years? This guy is saying, please give us that
I still think Obama, well, let's not do the full spin narrative tonight. We don't know what's, but I still think Obama,
I'm just saying,
Obama can win. Obama can win.
Right. But he can't win this easily.
But I'm saying,
of course, and there shouldn't be a coronation.
Are we going to coronate after 5 days?
No.
That's what my friend was saying to me.
There should be no coronation.
There will not be a coronation, and I think that's right. It's an important election, and Hillary Clinton has electability problems as well. So it's a lot for Democrats to think about.
If you take the 3 top issues, in my view: ending the war, the economy, and divisiveness.
Stop. This is not about issues.
Okay.
I hate to be this decisive. This is not about issues. This is about women, professional women, and this is also about this is educated women, and it's about boomer women, and it's about
who got felt old when younger women were voting for Obama.
If I can just finish, we can do all the subsets for women, but we'll just say this is about women. And it's also about Democratic base activists. By the way, that's what tonight's about.
They heard Obama on the health care issue. It's so ironic because after '93, Hillary ran away from the idea of mandates that everybody get health care. Now she's for everybody having to get the care. That allowed her to go on the attack against Obama, saying his plan doesn't cover everybody. And I know that hurt Obama because he was running radio ads top to bottom all over the state of New Hampshire this week, and I was listening to him as I was driving around.
But he still pulled it out. He still pulled it out in the exit polls.
Does everybody agree, though?
Yeah, in the exit polls, the health care was still his issue.
In the exit polls.
But does everybody agree up here that women played a huge role in what's happening tonight?
There's dramatic difference from Iowa.
Right.
Just look at the exit poll.
And you bring up another great point. Earlier, you were saying boomer women said, enough's enough. We're not ready to turn the page yet. Younger women can vote for Obama if they want. We like Hillary.
I mean, there's been this argument, Andrew Sullivan in the Atlantic, about how you move beyond the Clinton era, you turn the page on the boomer disputes. But the boomers also have an investment in some of those battles. And Hillary Clinton does speak and did in that debate as a fighter.
And so
as a fighter, and there is fighting for issues.
Weren't there a lot of women also, though, weren't they, and we were talking about the tearing up, were there a lot of women also that may have been sympathetic Feeling
sure.
like everybody was kicking her.
Sure, sure, I think so. And empathetic, certainly.
Yeah.
Feeling, look, all the candidates go through sleep deprivation and craziness and reach that sort of point. She allowed that to be visible uncharacteristically, and I think it worked.
And I think John Edwards helped her. John Edwards helped her.
And John Edwards did help her, kicking her yesterday.
57% of the voters, according to the exit polling in New Hampshire, have been women. However, one thing, as we're talking about Hillary's comeback, if you throw the board up one more time, it is now back down to 2%, her margin over Barack Obama. This thing is changing by about 1%, one way or the other, every 10 or 15 minutes. This could be extra innings, as we said in another.
You know, years ago in New Republic, I wrote an article about the mommy party, the daddy party. The Democratic Party is heavily women, as you say. 57% of participants today were women, and of those, 47% to 30%, they voted for Hillary. A dramatic shift in the electorate. Always been more women Democrats, but now they're voting for a woman. You're watching MSNBC's live coverage of the New Hampshire primary.